Knights playing as well as they are, you will not want to miss seeing their next home game in person. Baltimore comes to town for the first time to Metro Stadium. It's the next New York Night home game. Call 1-800-GO-KNIGHTS. Get your tickets now. Or you can listen live here. Oh, look at Parkeet Scholl! This is ridiculous! That is another touchdown! Parkeet Scholl! I'm speechless. I can't believe this guy. I mean, look at the burst of speed at the second level.
4 down linemen for Louisville in what appears to be a 4-2-5 set. Coleman back to pass. Coleman pump fake, and then a sack. Rick O'Reilly with the big play to force the Houston punter on the field for the first time tonight. And for O'Reilly, that's sack number 7 on the season. O'Reilly, a monster on the inside. Big play there for the Louisville defense.
First and 10 of the 26, Marconi dropping the throw. And Marconi against the late blitz will go deep down the field, and that one is caught! Pass Grayson Abarazzo. Shigeki can't catch him. It's a Maurer touchdown. The 3rd touchdown for Abarazzo in the game. And it just looked like the Legend defense kind of got tangled up. And Grayson went for the pick, and he over pursued.
That was just an outstanding throw by Rocco. I mean, he's 6'5", I believe. Yeah, he's 6'5", 225, long, rangy, strong, quick arm.
Rastelli back to pass. Rastelli going to the end zone. Pass is caught for a touchdown. Kendall Gilbert, and Baltimore's on the board. Give me some of that crab call. Baltimore cuts into their early deficit. Rastelli's got 6 touchdowns and no picks in the last 6 quarters of action. 2nd and 2 at the 40. Christensen will pass again. They are staying away from Kim. That ball, oh, it's belted up in the air, and Nick Nitro picked it off. That is tremendous defensive effort. Who dove in front of that pass? That was a Qantas Shine, who dove in front of the pass and knocked the ball up in the air. That was one of the best defensive plays I've seen in a long time out of a Qantas Shine. A.J. Levy, 6 seasons, all with Sioux Falls, the strong safety number 42. Chris Dodd, free safety in his 3rd season, wears number 49. Alex Parker and Nick Fargo, the linebackers, 91 and 92 respectively, as Rahman steps up in the pocket. Rahman gonna air it out deep, and Thomas Rahman's pass intercepted off the deflection by A.J. Levy. What a play by the veteran.
Well, you mentioned it, Cam. Levy and Dodd, probably the best safety combo here in the SFL. And Levy, a longtime veteran leader of this defense, comes away with his 6th.
So 4 receivers set here on 3rd down and goal. I guess this won't be a run. Christensen in the gun, looking towards the end zone, firing into the back of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown. The Pride extend their lead.
What a throw by Christensen again. Has all day to throw and a post route. And that one, I mean, it's not bad coverage by Chappelle. It's just a perfect throw and a great route by
3rd down and 2 from the 12. Go Knights rings throughout Metro Stadium. St. Clair to pass. St. Clair to the end zone. Intercepted. Oh no. Joe Lynn picked it off. You gotta be kidding me. And 1 first down will give the Crabs yet another 1-possession victory over New York. 2nd and 4 at the 41-yard line. Hand off to Overstreet, right side. Overstreet makes 1 man miss, and then another. And here goes Overstreet off to the races. Down the sideline, 20. He will be not tackled, and he scores again. 17th touchdown for David Overstreet. And Louisville has scored 19 straight points. And Overstreet is checking on the pulse of Oklahoma City.
Time to saddle up, partner, as Saturday Night Football continues here on SFL YouTube, and we're in the heartland of the United States, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Set to bring you another slobber knocker of biblical proportions here at Season 20 as the Louisiana Revolution take on the Tulsa Desperados. This is the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. My name is Josh Circle, bringing you play-by-play for this evening's action. And joining me in the booth is my best friend in the whole world, at least for the next 2 hours, Jacob Clear. Jacob, Tulsa is making a charge for their third consecutive winning season. They sit at 4-2, as does Louisiana. Which team do you see getting to win number 5 tonight?
G'day Josh, g'day Tulsa, and g'day SFL. A wonderful evening to you all tuning in this evening. A really enticing matchup to headline Saturday night's slate of games. Obviously, two teams sitting on the same record. Tulsa vying for their division with Minnesota. Interestingly, Tulsa have never lost this team on home turf, so this is Louisiana's chance to break that duck in their search to put some distance between them and the rest of their division.
A terrific home field advantage here at Lucy Red Stadium here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing. And as you mentioned, Jacob, the energy has been amazing for Tulsa. These former East Division rivals faced off each season, at least until the realignment of season 19 when the expansion teams jumped on board. And they have not played each other since week 13 of that season 18 until tonight. Tulsa will be getting the ball to start this game. They wear black jerseys, teal pants with teal helmets. Louisiana in their white tops, white helmets. Let's call those gray pants. And we are underway here in Oklahoma. And from the 5-yard line, Tulsa will take it out. And brought down at the 29-yard line. And that's where we'll see Tulsa take over on offense.
Yeah, and interestingly, Douglas Brown was massive for them last week, so looked for him to make a big impact on this Revolution defense. They need him again.
Gabriel Manning, of course, handling return duties for Tulsa, as he so often does. JQ, a quarterback. He's going to start in his shotgun on 1st and 10. You can measure the excitement here in Tulsa tonight. JQ throwing to the right to Douglas Brown. And Brown will get a few before he's corralled at the 32-yard line. Let's meet the Desperados offense. The wide receiving core, Gabriel Manning. Sansa Robinson is in his 10th SFL season. DJ Hume. And in his 13th season, Corey Jones. On the offensive line, Will Stevens and Phoebe Collins. Lars Bazar is the fullback. Douglas Brown in his 3rd SFL season at halfback. DJ Bandit, his 1st season at Tulsa, is the tight end. And JQ at quarterback, throwing again here on 2nd and 7. And it's a big completion down the right side. And one tackle, which probably saved an opening score from DJ Hume. His first catch of the game is a big one.
Just like that, JQ hits him over the back, and a great route, and got wide open away from his defender, and a really good start here for Tulsa.
JQ coming out swinging. Tulsa wearing the black tops. Playing like the bad guys tonight. Douglas Brown up the middle. Has room and is not touched for the first 5 yards until Tank Bennett brings it down. Mike Ryan on the scene as well. Let's meet the Louisiana Revolution defense. On the front, Brian Craven, Neil Rivers, Chance Wall. And in her first season in Louisiana, Obdet Boudreaux, Chuck Diesel, Blake B. Craze, and Nathan Blake of the linebackers. And in the secondary, Evan Arthur, Tank Bennett, Mike Ryan, Dante Grimm, and in his 10th SFL season, Rolliman Hood. 2nd and 4, Q out of the shotgun, going over the middle this time. It's DJ Bandit. And DJ Bandit has his team in the red zone for the first time tonight.
That's another great throw by JQ. Find your big man across the middle. And just an easy pass and catch there. And Tulsa are really moving here.
JQ's done a nice job taking care of the football. Only 9 interceptions. That is 6th on the SFL leaderboard so far in season 20. Douglas Brown on the left side. Inside of 10, inside of 5, spin move. Touchdown, Douglas Brown. Tulsa strikes first.
Beautiful run. He's just so natural as a ball mover, and that's a formation that they used quite heavily last week to great effect, and we see it again this evening. They just run the outside power run play, great block by the fullback, and he presses forward. It's a nice spin move. Really, they didn't really lay a hand on him there. That was a pretty clean run and a fantastic start for the Desperados.
An elusive Douglas Brown finds the end zone for his 13th touchdown of the season, his 11th on the ground. Came in with 10, was second on the SFL leaderboard. And just like that, Tulsa jumps out 6-0, pending the extra point. Brooke Beisel boots it through, and Tulsa's up 7-0. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, football for everyone. And now the Revolution will go on offense for the first time tonight as Beisel boots it away. And from their own goal line, Louisiana's going to run this out. And that is Liam Hammer in his first season in Louisiana, handling the kick return duties for the Revolution.
Two standout receivers on either end, special teams wise.
Absolutely, a couple of sticks of dynamite back there, returning kicks for their respective teams. Now Tommy Utah in his 4th SFL season, all of those with the Revs. Under center here on 1st and 10. Short drop going to his left. That's Cameron Collier. And Collier makes the catch and gets a few yards off first down. Let's meet the Revolution offense. At left guard, Ross Napoli. The receiving core, Lyric Da Vinci, Liam Hammer, and Reggio De Niro. The tight ends, John Michael Suddeth in his 3rd SFL season, and Levy Lease. Cameron Collier at fullback. Randy Squarebush is the halfback. And Tommy Utah will be under center again here. 2nd and 7. The handoff to Squarebush. And Squarebush nowhere to go. It's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, interesting formation choice, and Randy Squarebush struggled last week. 19 carries, 35 yards. It was a tough afternoon for him in a winning effort. So he's someone that they need to get a bit more momentum behind him if they're going to keep pace with this Tulsa offense.
141 carries on the season for Squarebush. That is 4th most in the league so far in season 20. Utah under pressure and is able to get it away before he is brought down by Berto DeMora. And that is a brutal 3-and-out for the Revs out of the gate.
Yeah, they've got an elite defensive line, this Tulsa Desperados defense. It's an early example of what they could be very capable of as this game progresses. A quick 3-and-out, and Tulsa have got the home crowd rocking here.
That they do. And their offense is about to get the ball for the 2nd time tonight. Punting this away is Walter Melanishin. That is a nice boot from Walter. My goodness. He must work out. Gabriel Manning, fair catch at the 34. And that's where Tulsa will take over on offense.
Yeah, he put his leg behind that one. That was a very impressive effort.
You think he fired the glutes on that one, Jacob?
I think that's a fair statement. And they needed that, really.
Turbo glutes of Melanishin flipped the field here for Louisiana. Douglas Brown on first down is up the middle and not touched before he cleared the sticks. And that is an easy first down for the Desperados.
Yeah, he's picking right up where he left off from last week. This is just another clean run where the blocking's just fantastic by Tulsa. And it makes him very easy for him with the fact that Lars Bazaar is just such a good lead run blocker.
It really does. The rookie Bazaar now offset to Brown's right. Q under center here. Only one wide out on the field at the top of your screen. Brown gets the call again. And Brown will get a couple yards this time before he's brought down by Rolliman Hood. Make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, the veteran Rolliman Hood. That time the offensive line went to work again, but a good read by this experienced secondary, and they finally got a grapple on him.
3 players in this secondary, even Arthur Tank Bennett, Rolman Hood, with at least 9 seasons of SFL experience. JQ will test them here on 2nd and 8. And there's another completion to the left side. It's Corey Jones. Welcome to the stat sheet, Mr. Jones. That's your first catch of the night.
That's simple football, and JQ, he loves to spread the ball out across this offense, and you know, why wouldn't you? I mean, these top 3 receivers have been with this team for quite some time, and there's a lot of talent across this offense, and so far has been very efficient.
Gain of 12 on the catch for Jones. Tulsa going 3 wide here. 5 DBs on the field from Louisiana, playing a lot of cushion there. Brown on the screen pass is brought down for a loss. That's an outstanding tackle for loss there for Louisiana. And that's number... I did not get a number on that. I think that's Blake B. Cray's number 96.
Yeah, that was a veteran play by a veteran player.
The linebacker in his 9th season as well. Coming up to make that play on Brown. 2nd and long now. Lars Bazar still in the game. Q under pressure, finds Brown on the swing pass there, and he has room to run before he's brought down at the 33. And a great recovery by Brown, turned 2nd and long into 3rd and short.
Yeah, that's better usage of the swing route. This time he was more open. The linebacker kind of jammed into the line. That allowed him to have that kind of space. It makes the down very manageable.
Tulsa here within the range of Brooke Beisel, you would presume. This would be a 50-yarder. Should they not be able to convert? I think it's pretty simple here. I think you give the ball to Doug Brown.
Well, that's the formula. It's worked so far.
And that seems to be the formation.
For that. Yeah.
Absolutely. You took the words right out of my mouth. Brown has the first down inside the 30. And now down at the 29. You see the stats there for Brown. He is a wrecking ball here in the early goings.
Yeah, it's that same power run play that they scored off of, so why not use it again? The Revolution are yet to work out how they're going to stop that, so that needs to be something to think about for their defensive coordinator.
Tulsa had not had a winning season since their inaugural campaign in season 10 before Brown showed up. And there's another TFL, this time from, I believe that's Dante Grimm, number 47. Putting the hit on Bazar. But to finish my earlier point, Tulsa went 9-3 in their first year, season 10, first campaign, and did not have a winning season again until season 18. That was Douglas Brown's rookie year. And his arrival has epitomized the resurgence of this Desperados franchise. And now 2nd and 10, 5-step drop from Q over the middle. That is complete. And that's going to make another 3rd and short this time. Corey Jones with the catch.
It's a very simple approach so far from Tulsa. It's been very effective. Q yet to throw an incompletion, but just lots of crossing and out routes that they're using to make sure that every pass is safe. And so far, they've made good work of it.
7 pass attempts for Q so far. All of them have found their mark. And now Brown, when the handoff, has the first down inside the 20, down to the 15. They actually started the play inside the 20, so that by itself not necessarily noteworthy, but it is a fresh set of downs for Tulsa.
Yeah, once again, you knew he was getting the ball in that situation. It was pretty straightforward, and they haven't really diversified themselves much, but it's just been so effective.
7th carry for Brown, and now Q throwing to his left. Bazar, and I couldn't tell if that ball even got to him. It might have hit Dante Grimm in the back. It'll be 2nd and 10 for Tulsa.
Some good coverage from Dante Grimm. Gets in the right position to deflect that away. Again, talking about the fact that they've used a lot of out routes, so they potentially were ready for that one.
First incompletion of the game for JQ. After we jinxed him just a couple of plays ago. Heavy set now. Brown around the right side. And Brown is blown up in the backfield. Louisiana coming alive on the defensive front. It's Nathan Blake.
That's a fantastic open field tackle by Nathan Blake, another veteran member of this defense, and a former safety, I believe, so potentially making plays out of those instincts, but that's a brilliant tackle.
Tulsa needs the 5-yard line to keep the drive alive. JQ in the shotgun. 5 wideouts here for the Desperados. Under pressure, 4-man rush over the middle. Corey Jones has it. Can he get to the 5? He cannot. Brought down at the 8. And that will get the Tulsa offense off the field.
That's a good tackle made by Tank Bennett, who's on milestone watch, we should note. 12 tackles away from surpassing Clint Hendershot at number 6 overall in total career tackles, as Brooke Beisel lines up for career field goal make number 50.
This is a 29-yard attempt from the right hash. Low snap, it is handled. Kick is up, and it is good. Congratulations to Brooke Beisel on her 50th career field goal. It's 10-0 Tulsa.
Yeah, it's some milestone, half century on the field goal makes. But yeah, otherwise, in context of this game, perfect start for Tulsa.
And now Louisiana, who went 3 and out on their first drive, will get the football back. Here comes Liam Hammer out to the 20, down at the 23. What has been an exciting first quarter of action, and Tulsa finally with some bad news. Sir McHenry, the defensive tackle, he of the special teams variety with an injury. Let's watch the replay. He just got mushed into the pile there. Ooh. Might have taken some contact on the crown of the helmet. You'd hate to see that. At the 23-yard line, Tommy Utah and friends will take over. Squarebush in the backfield by his lonesome. 5-step drop. Utah over the middle. That is caught it. It's on the ground. It looks like Tulsa's going to recover it.
Well, sometimes you debate these, but this one's, I think, is going to lean the way of this one standing should they challenge it. It looked like he had brought that in properly, the tight end. Fantastic hit by, I think it was one of the safeties who got up and made the play with 3 defenders around him.
Looked like Travis Arthur was the party that knocked the ball loose. And David Ware with the recovery, and there comes the challenge flag, Jacob. These bang-bang plays, as you said, they could go either way. But what a absolute kick in the neck for Louisiana if this call stands. A step, maybe another step. The ball comes out. We've seen these stand with much, much less. Let's get the call from R62. Flip a coin. Roll a D20.
It'll stand. There you go.
And it will stand. And Louisiana's second drive ends after just one play on a Levy-Lease fumble. And what a huge break for Tulsa, starting this drive essentially in field goal range.
That's a kick to the gut. You don't want your tight ends doing that. They should be your safe hands.
JQ in the shotgun. Testing this defense again and throws another incompletion. Make it 2nd and 10.
The old alligator hands, kind of bracing for impact and wasn't sure how to bring that one in, but no harm done.
2:02 left in the first quarter. Tulsa has 10 points out of the gate, and they are looking for more. They scored on both of their first 2 drives of the game. And start this one in field goal range, so why not give it to Douglas Brown? He gives a nice little lift there to Chuck Diesel. On his way to the 28-yard line, it'll be 3rd and 4.
It's a strong carry, just hard-nosed running from Douglas Brown.
They need the 24-yard line. Lars Bazar checks in. The rookie at fullback offset to Brown's right. DJ Bandit in the game as well. Short drop. Throwing to the sideline. That is deflected by Dante Grimm. And this will be another field goal attempt for Brooke Beisel.
He's had a really good start to the game, Dante Grimm. One
Yes.
of the more talented nickelback players existing in this league. He's a fantastic safety and just making the play and coverage there. It's a good effort.
And this ball will be kicked from, looks like, the 44.5-yard line. From the right hash for the second time. Brooke Beisel. Spot is down. Kick is up. And it is good. And Tulsa leads 13-0. One in-depth statistics all season long. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net. For info about the league, it's 28 teams. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Brooke Beisel's 44-yard field goal makes it 13-0. And the Desperados roll on. Liam Hammer seated at the 23-yard line. And now it's time for the Revs to get something going on offense, Jacob.
Yeah, well, it's been unlucky so far. Obviously, the turnover was a case of bad luck. The first drive, they failed to get anything moving, so they definitely need to show something before this gets away from them.
Tommy Utah under center. Cameron Collier in the game as well. Squarebush around the right side, maybe a yard. 2nd and 9, and there is the diagnosis for Sir McHenry. Looks like his night is done.
Yeah, it's been a tough start for Squarebush. 2 carries. He's basically been stuffed at the line of scrimmage, and he looked a bit slow off the mark there, so...
Collier offset in the eye on 2nd and 9. Another drop from Utah. Finds Squarebush in the flat. Squarebush trucking fools on his way to the marker. Didn't quite get there. I think that was Cameron Shaw that fell onto the tracks of the Squarebush Express.
Yeah, he's been in the weight room. It's much better from Squarebush, just plowing through. That's kind of what you want to see from him moving forward in this game.
Now Louisiana has their first down of the game as Cameron Collier, the short yardage maestro, converts here in the waning moments of the first quarter.
Yeah, that's all they needed. And they've got their first down of the game.
Louisiana will bide their time here at the break and get ready for the second quarter. Tulsa set to hold serve at home. You're watching this Simulation Football League presented by APM Music here on SFL YouTube. Saturday Night Football. Joshua Zirkle, Jacob Clear in the booth, Ethan Kai and Mark Mello doing stats for us tonight. Thank you, gentlemen. Cameron Irvine producing. Louisiana just got their first down of the game. They're trying to roll on here on the offensive side, and roll on they do on the back of Randy Squarebush, and that's easily his best gain of the night, 2nd and 2.
He's arrived. Randy Squarebush has officially checked into the game. It was a disappointing start, but the last 2 touches he's had have gained 8 on both occasions, so a very, very much improved effort.
Hand off again. This time it's Squarebush on the dive and has nowhere to go that time. Number 95, Philadelphia Collins, makes it 3rd and 2. Squarebush in the backfield by his lonesome. Both tight ends in the game. Sudduth and Lease. Squarebush gets the call, has the first down out to midfield. And Louisiana, at long last, getting some momentum on the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, it was a gutsy play call, but gives the big don't argue to the middle linebacker and plows forward. That's what you want to see from him, is those big runs and big tackle busting moves. That's a much better effort from this Revolution offense. They're moving.
Great job by the Louisiana offensive line, getting a push at such a pivotal spot of the game. 1st and 10 now. Tulsa, or on the Tulsa side of the field, excuse me, for the first time tonight is Louisiana. And John Michael Suttis for its target goes for naught, as he is defended. Was that Mike Mello? Number 55. Maybe a zone blitz coverage there.
Well, they're enjoying the ace so far offensively. They're definitely making use of these 2 tight ends.
And now they have 3 wide in the game, no tight ends. Cameron Collier back in the game as well. Squarebush with the call. Squarebush gets skinny, gets out to the 42. And now another 3rd and short situation for Louisiana.
Yeah, looking like a battle of the running backs now. It's a rare instance where we've seen 2 members of that 4-horseman draft class battling together. And crucial 3rd down, though.
Absolutely. Collier will stay in. They will stay in the 3 wide set. Squarebush again. And that is going to be very close, but it looks like he stopped short. Berto Tamura was first on the scene there. And now perhaps a big decision for the Revolution.
Great effort by the front 7 to make the play.
And it looks like they're going to punt this. A little bit of surprise.
Well, the first one from Malinition was an absolute rocket, so potentially they're looking to try and pin them back.
From the Tulsa 40, Louisiana punts it away, and this one could be terrific. Bouncing at the 5. My goodness. Down at the 2-yard line. Walter Melanition with some special teams demolition.
Well, that's what they were after. It looked like the returner fell over in a contest with a couple of the Revolution special team members because he wasn't there. But that's exactly what they wanted in that situation.
After starting their last drive from the Louisiana 34, they will start this one on their own 2. JQ in the shadow of his own goalpost, hands off to Brown. And Brown gets to the 5-yard line. The heavy set creating just enough room to get some inertia going out of the shadow of their own goalpost. 2nd and 5.
More good tackle busting ability from Douglas Brown making the play there.
Louisiana playing some stout defense here, and there's a big stop behind the line of scrimmage. Number 59, Chuck Diesel.
Yeah, it's a very experienced linebacking call, and he read that like a book and pushed up, makes the play. This is a big 3rd down for the Revolution defense.
Mighty 3rd down for the Tulsa offense as well. JQ under center. The handoff to Brown, spinning, and Brown has the 1st down, delivering out to the 15-yard line. And a pivotal drive kept alive for the Desperados.
How good's that? I mean, they were unlikely to throw in that situation because it's very risky throwing a pick. And just hands it off to him, and he makes it happen. That's some play from Douglas Brown.
And a great block by Lars Bazar in the backfield that prevented that from being a loss.
Yeah.
Giving Brown the chance to roam free like a beautiful gazelle in the wilderness. JQ, 5-step drop under pressure, gets it out to Brown, and Brown is going to get out of bounds. Carried out by his inertia. Not a great throw from Q, but it does prevent a sack. 2nd and 10.
Only 4 minutes gone in the second quarter, and Douglas Brown's already eclipsed 70 yards. That is some effort, given the fact that his average yards per game is sitting around the 85 mark.
Averaging 5.9 a carry so far by our stats here. And getting it done through the air as well. That's his 4th catch of the game. Although that one goes for naught. And it's 3rd and long.
This Revolution defense have definitely woken up here. And they're making enough plays where at some point it's going to connect. And they're making it happen at the moment. They just need to stop here.
10 yards for the 1st down. Douglas Brown on the sideline. 5 wide now for the Desperados. JQ in the shotgun. 4-man rush to the left side. That is caught, and Tulsa will continue their drive. It's Gabriel Manning.
First catch of the game for the superstar, and just because he's such a big target, it's a good idea to try and hit the short route there on 3rd and long.
Gabriel Manning, 9th all-time in receiving yardage heading into the week. Member of the prestigious 10,000-yard club. And JQ finds another receiver this time. That is Sonzo Robinson, another veteran of this receiving corps, 2nd and 6.
Another big tackle from this Revolution defense. They're not holding back. It was crazy that time.
Lars Bazaar back in the game. Douglas Brown sprinting out. JQ over the middle this time. That is caught, and that will be another first down for the Desperados. DJ Bandit making the grab.
He's had 2 similar catches, DJ Bandit. He's been efficient and has picked up first downs on both of his catches, so clearly a favorite target for JQ.
As the 3rd conversion of this drive for the Tulsa offense. JQ in the shotgun here. Throwing toward the sideline. That is caught. Gabriel Manning again. And gets out of bounds with 4:47 remaining in the half. Make it 2nd and 5.
Second catch of the game for Manning. Yeah, they made their way from the 2-yard line to approaching halfway.
Second and 5. JQ under center. Hands off to Brown. Around the left side. And that was Brian Craven that tried to bring it down but could not. And Brown is just running over people on his way to yet another first down in this game.
He had no right to make that play in that situation. It looked dead to right in the backfield and somehow exploded forward to get a first.
JQ in the shotgun here again. Tulsa giving a lot of looks. And there was another catch from DJ Bandit. Just running up the seam on that hash mark. And that is the 5th first down of this drive, Jacob.
They're making the simple things look very good, Tulsa. This is a fantastic drive. And all of a sudden, Louisiana have just lost their clutch on it.
Play number 12 of the drive coming up. It has been all Tulsa so far tonight. JQ handing off to Brown. Great blocking again from the Desperados. And a gain of 7 yards on first down for Douglas Brown as he approaches the 100-yard mark here in the first half.
Stevens and Collins on the line are going to work at the moment along with Bazaar. It's been a really impressive start from them.
Royal Hawkins, the backup tight end, joins Bazaar and Brown in the backfield. Brown gets the call again, and Brown's blown up as Dante Grimm eludes the block from Bazaar and gets his team a much-needed TFL. It's 3rd and 4.
Guess who? It's the 3rd big play from Dante Grimm on this Tulsa offense, and it just slows the momentum a little bit, and they're going to run here by the looks of it.
Not a bad idea when you've got number 24 in the backfield, and he gets the call here. Trying to find a hole. Nowhere to go! Louisiana stops him short, and that might take them out of field goal range.
Yeah, Evan Arthur, great read on the defense. Unfortunately, they telegraphed that a little bit because the set gave away what they were going to do, and I think the Revolution defense were well aware, and a good stop.
Brooke Beisel's going to try this. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. This will be her 3rd attempt of the night. Spot is down. Kick is up. And it is just barely good. From 48.5, Brooke Beisel 3 for 3 on the night at 16-0.
What a kick. She was under some duress as well from the Revolution special teams and just, as you said, just barely makes it over the crossbar. But that is a fantastic effort from Brooke Beisel and makes it, crosses to a 16-0 lead.
Beisel has been perfect on the season, now 13 for 13 here in season 20. And now Liam Hammer will try and get Louisiana the best starting field position he can and brings them out to the 23-yard line. 2:06 here to play. Louisiana right now have the only turnover of the game, that Levy Lee's fumble at the start of their second drive. Do you think they should put their foot on the gas here or maybe lick their wounds and try to get to intermission, Jacob?
Well, unfortunately, Utah's only completed once to a receiver instead of, so they've got to be.
And now
it's a bad error.
Tulsa comes up with another turnover at the 2-minute warning. Cameron Shaw.
Well, it's the first time he's looked deep and the first time that Tulsa have picked it off, and unfortunately it was just the receiver was never in a position to make that play, but an athletic effort from Cameron Shaw, and Tulsa are well in control now.
Tulsa doing all the drilling here in Oklahoma tonight. In their petrol black jerseys. Looking to score again. JQ stepping up in the pocket. Pump fake. Throwing toward the end zone. And that is knocked away in the nick of time by number 22 of the Revolution. It's Evan Arthur.
Tell you what, with so much time left on the clock, I weren't expecting him to go out that aggressive. It was nearly a brilliant play. Did a little dance in the pocket and threw it up, but Manning unable to reel it in.
The chutzpah of JQ with his team up 16 points here toward the end of the first half is something to behold. Budge set now. Q throwing to his left. Douglas Brown, spin move upfield. 20, oh my goodness. Just profane the way Douglas Brown is having his way with this Louisiana defense tonight.
That poor cornerback, I don't think he knew where he was at that instance. That was a nasty spin move.
And we will not identify that cornerback out of respect for his family. 1st and 10 now for Q in the shotgun. Lars Bazar riding sidecar opposite Douglas Brown. High snap, but Q handles it. Pump fake again out to the sideline. And that is caught as Manning gets it out at the 12-yard line. Excuse me, that is Sansa Robinson. Beg your pardon. Clock continues to run, just over a minute to play.
Sansa Robinson failed to have a completion last week, and we made tough work of it, Q.
Trips to JQ's right. Brown gets the call. And Brown met the backfield. And we're going to see a timeout called here. I think that is Louisiana. Or excuse me, is that Tulsa?
You can't really criticize it was Louisiana. You can't really criticize the Tulsa the Louisiana defense that much. They've put up a good effort to try and restrain Douglas Brown in certain moments.
JQ in the shotgun, 50 seconds to play in the half. Q coming out firing, and that is DJ Hume that cannot bring it in. 4th and 7. And the Brooke Beisel Show will roll on here with another episode tonight.
It was nearly perfect, that pass, but just a little out of reach. Attempt 4 out of 4 for Brooke Beisel.
This one from the right hash again, just over 30 yards. She is perfect on the night and for the season as well. Spot is down, kick is up, and it is good. Make it 19-0 Desperados.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest way of doing it, but they've got the points on the board, and just continuing to extend the lead and hoping that their defense can continue to play like the way it has.
And we should point out Louisiana is not out of this yet at this point. It was a 2-score game before that field goal, but they just cannot get out of first gear on the offensive side. Tommy Utah, 3 of 6 on the night so far. We'll see what he decides to do with 44 seconds remaining in the half. Liam Hammer from his own 4 here. Running out to the right side. Gets a block and then dropped at the 26. Now 39 seconds for Tommy Utah and the Revolution offense.
I'm not sure if they're going to try and go for something here, but the solace is that they do get the opening kickoff for the second half, so it's not completely out of the question, but I think they're going to run this out here.
Sure looks that way. Heavy set. John Michael Suddeth in the backfield. And that is Squarebush. And we got a flag on the play. We'll see what the flag is all about, as that play went less than nowhere. And that's going to be a hold. Man, the trouble just keeps on coming. Cole Katz with the call. And that's going to be second at a country mile. Or first down again, excuse me.
Yeah, I don't think that will disturb the way they were going to approach the last 30 seconds of this game. The half, rather.
Tulsa with 2 timeouts left. They would not be able to get the ball back should Louisiana decide to run out the clock. 1st and 20 now. Squarebush will get to the 20. The clock continues to run. That's David Ware. He's had a busy night tonight, as you can see. And I just tip my hat to Tulsa here. They are just dominating in all phases. Offense, defense, special teams as well. Tommy Utah will throw it here. Going to take a shot, and that is intercepted as well. Marco Swift bringing it down for the team's 3rd turnover of the half.
Marco Swift had 4 last week, and he's got 1 tonight. Unfortunately for the Revolution, I do wonder if they're in position here to make another play here, Tulsa. It's Utah just can't get anything going.
Second interception for Utah. 3rd turnover of the game for the Revs as a team. And they're going to let Beisel unleash the dragon here. This would be a 55-yard field goal.
She's chancing that perfect record.
This would be her 4th make of the night. Her 5th. If she could get it there, and it's going to fall flat at the end zone. But now get this, Jacob. Louisiana has a second left from their own 45.
Well, they can have a go at it. It was nowhere near that field goal, unfortunately, for Brooke Beisel. A bit of an unnecessary risk for personal records, but understandable otherwise.
And now with the door open just a crack, can Tommy Utah find a chance to let one rip here to close out the first half? 4-man rush. No, down he goes. Tommy Utah sent to the turf once again by Berto DeMora, who's been in that backfield all night long. And that is how we end the first half. Tulsa looking for their 5th win of the season, running roughshod on the Revolution, 19-0. Jacob Clear, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, it's all Tulsa at the moment, and it's been a rough break for the Revs, who haven't been able to maintain anything on offense. In particular for Tulsa, their front 7 has been pretty much unplayable throughout the first half, and the secondary has made plays when it's needed to, but Douglas Brown just getting the job done, and Q throwing fairly well when needed, but it's been a pretty simple approach for Tulsa, and so far it's worked perfectly.
All right, I have to agree, Douglas Brown. We have him at over 100 yards for scrimmage on the night. Brooke Beisel has been a very busy lady as well. 5 field goal attempts. She's converted 4 of those. And Tulsa has just looked outstanding. Philadelphia Collins with 4 tackles. Travis Arthur recovering the fumble. Cameron Shaw and Marco Swift with 1 interception each. And it has just been pretty marvelous. The black jerseys, you want to give them credit, or just want to point out that this is a pretty good football team played some outstanding football. JQ in his 5th SFL season has just looked absolutely sharp, getting his team in positions to succeed. That missed field goal, Jacob, was the only drive that Tulsa did not score on in the half. And that's a testament to everybody on the offensive side of the ball. Do you think they have any shot at keeping that going in the second half?
That's some stat, and I think going back to your earlier point, I think we've got to credit the Lucy Red energy drinks as well for this on either side. I'm sure they were chugging that on the sidelines, but interestingly for the Revolution, just looking at this stat sheet provided to us by Ethan Kai and Mark Mello, that Lyric Da Vinci's been targeted twice without completion. Liam Hammer has been targeted not once, and that's a pretty telling sign and something that they potentially need to look at as they enter the second half, that they need to get these star players involved on the offense.
3 completions for Tommy Utah. Randy Squarebush has one, Cameron Collier has one, and John Michael Suddeth has one. Ofer, the wide receiving core. As you pointed out, none of them have catches so far. Can they fix that in the second half? Louisiana will get the football to start this game, to start this half, I should say, here in Lucy Red Stadium, here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Visit Lucy Red Energy Drink at lucyred.com and see why the energy is amazing. If you haven't seen it already, Tulsa and the outstanding first half that they've had. And now Liam Hammer, as he gets his team to the 23-yard line, will do his best to reverse those fortunes here in the second half.
He's got to put his hand up until his quarterback put it up there. I'll make a play.
Give me the gosh darn ball, he might say. And can Tommy Utah comply here in a 2 tight end set? Squarebush in the backfield by his lonesome. Throwing to his left, that is deflected. Philadelphia Collins going up and away for that pass deflection. Make it 2nd and 10.
That was an unnecessary risk by the quarterback. Tulsa played a deep zone, so he could have potentially just looked for one of his outside receivers, but tries a tight end option again, and it was almost picked off.
I believe that's Da Vinci up top, the only wide receiver here. Squarebush met in the backfield. That's David Ware coming up with the TFL. And this Tulsa defense picking up right where they left off. It's 3rd and 12.
He is struggling to pick apart this Tulsa defense. They need to start throwing it. It just isn't working for Squarebush at the moment.
3rd and a country mile, 5 wide for Utah. 4-man rush, pressure right away, and Utah tries to break free but cannot. Mike Mello, the first one in the backfield, and then Chris Andrews comes in to clean up.
This Tulsa front 7 has been unplayable so far, particularly these 3 men up front in Swift Demora and the aforementioned Chris Andrews. Fantastic play by the defensive line, and Louisiana have shown no signs of improvement after exiting the halftime sheds.
Walter Melanishin from his own goal line will punt this away. No pressure from Tulsa. Fielded at midfield by Gabriel Manning, and he gets down to the 46. Another short field for the Desperados offense.
I wonder when the routine drug tests are going to come to this punter, because that was another one that he really put his leg behind. That was really impressive.
I'm sure the adrenaline of having the goalpost looming over you probably provided some inspiration as well. JQ now in a 4-wide set. 6 DBs on the field for Louisiana. Deep drop, but dumps it off to Brown. Spin move, and spin again down to the 40-yard line. And Douglas Brown continues to impress here in the second half.
It seems no matter what instance you give it to him, be it through the air or on the ground, he's making plays.
He's been absolutely filthy tonight. Just filthy. Dirty boy. Douglas Brown spinning again, has the first down, and gets inside the 35. And Douglas Brown, again, plants his team in field goal range.
I mean, what do you do, Josh? He's just, no matter what Louisiana throwing at him defensively, he's making the play.
And JQ is playing well enough that you can't commit to the run here. Q 16-21. Does not have a touchdown pass yet, but is moving the ball. And then Brown, this time, finally corralled.
Yeah, Brian Craven, they swarmed him that time. A good effort to get bodies inside and to counteract the blocks.
Great penetration. And Louisiana has had plays like that. They've just not been able to string enough of them together to stop a Tulsa drive before they're in scoring range. Brown again. And this time he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Neil Rivers giving chase. And Dante Grimm held him up just long enough for the both of them to make the tackle, 3rd and 11.
Well, they've worked out that that's the plan of attack whenever they see that formation. So they've definitely responded well to the presence of Douglas Brown in that power I formation.
And Brown will be on the sideline for 3rd and 11. JQ in the backfield. In the shotgun. Throwing outside, that is Corey Jones. And Jones going to be well short. And we will see another Brooke Beisel field goal attempt.
Again, the Revolution defense are doing enough to hold this Tulsa offense back, despite the amount of yardage that they're putting through.
This will be from 47 yards. Beisel has made from 48 and 44 tonight. From the left hash, and her 5th field goal of the night. Spot is down, kick is up, and that is good. That makes it to the net, and it's 22-0 Tulsa.
It's been her night. It's another fantastic kick, nearly 50-yarder, and she's been hard to fault.
A banner night for the 3rd-year kicker, Brooke Beisel. Not a bad night for her husband in real life, Douglas Brown, either. Over 100 yards from scrimmage. For the night, now Liam Hammer trying to get loose, trying to make something happen. He gets out to the 26, and that is Amite Chifunkte, down with an injury, and we'll keep you posted on Chifunkte's progress as we learn more.
Yeah, well, Liam Hammer's saying, if you won't let me do it on the offense, I'm going to try and make a play on special teams, because it's the only instance where I'm getting the ball. And that injury looked pretty innocuous as well, similar to the first one we saw.
The second injury of the night. The first of the night for Louisiana. And Chifunkte will be on the sideline until we get further word. And this is actually Levy Lease in the backfield. And Squarebush running wild and free on the left side. And that is his best run of the night as Louisiana gets a first down right out of the gate.
Well, that's a very good play call. He's got plenty of open running room, and that's what you want. Well, you want to get him in space so he can perform these moves. I mean, look at this that's a filthy move.
Randy Squarebush answering with some filthiness of his own. And not a moment too soon. This is still a 3-score game. Still over a quarter and a half of football to play. But the clock is not Louisiana's friend at this point. 2 tight end set, Louisiana will hand off to Squarebush again. And Squarebush again with a great hole as he approaches midfield. It'll be 2nd and 2.
He has looked really strong in moments, and the last 2 carries are indicative of that. He's definitely got it in him. It's just some of the Tulsa play calling defensively have isolated him quite well.
And now we have 3 tight ends on the field. Squarebush and Collier in the backfield. And it's Collier that gets the call, and Collier is short. And now 3rd and 2 after the no gain. Chris Andrew is in on the stop.
Yeah, it's again the same story. Tulsa's front three.
And now a power eye. Look at the huge cushion. Tulsa giving Louisiana's receivers. And Utah trying to let it rip, but cannot get it off. Berto DeMora once again demoralizing the Louisiana offense.
That's a good play on words, but it's true. He's gotten to him again, and I'm not sure if nothing appeared downfield. I was expecting them to run out of that twin set because Tulsa brought out more of a passing defensive formation, and unfortunately, for every step forward they take two steps backward, and Melanission's back on the field.
Melanission's set to put it away, and that stat book tells it all. 32 yards of total offense for Louisiana at this point.
That's been rough.
Gabriel Manning gets it to the 32-yard line. And that is where Tulsa will take over on the offensive side of the ball. Cameron Irvine, Paul Sarp, and the Impact Monday crew head to D.C. this week, where the Dragons welcome in one of Season 20's top teams, the Arizona Scorpions. Will D.C. be able to pull the upset and turn its season around? This week in the SFL pregame starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern, before Arizona and D.C. kick off at 8:15 p.m. Eastern, right here on SFL YouTube. From their own 32-yard line, Douglas Brown around the left side, getting loose out to the 40. And the Brown Express rolling on here deep into the third quarter.
For a minute there, you thought he was long gone when he busted that first tackle.
I did.
Revolution had to respond to that one.
Second and very short. Tulsa going heavy. Brown again. Getting the blocks, but not quite as Mike Ryan gets in there to play a little run defense. And now 3rd and 1 after the stop from Ryan.
First real sighting of Mike Ryan. He's a real playmaker on this Revolution defense. And he's been very quiet this evening.
That he has. Brown again. Got a lot of volume here. And that is exactly why converting for the first down, their first of the drive.
Well, smart play calling. And every time Douglas Brown has needed those 1 or 2 yards on 3rd down, the offensive line has made the play.
And Louisiana's had some TFLs on him. I'm seeing 8 in total. But Brown is just busting so many longer runs. It's almost for naught. JQ over the middle. That is caught. DJ Bandit making a catch to bring Tulsa into plus territory as time ticks away here in the third quarter.
JQ has got a very nice little stat line developing. His 18th pass off 23 attempts. So he's been pretty much faultless throughout the game.
Faultless and maybe even to an extent effortless. He's not really had to exert himself. And he's not faced a lot of pressure either. No sacks for the Louisiana front as Q delivers to Corey Jones on the left sideline to make it 2nd and 3. Evan Arthur on the tackle.
Yeah, good effort. Again, that Tulsa offensive line duo of Stevens and Collins has been, that's been the story in itself.
Douglas Brown on the sideline for 2nd and 3. Q over the middle to Bandit. That's another catch. And there you see the numbers for Q, closing in on 200 yards.
He's had a very nice evening. DJ Bandit, 5th catch of 5 targets, and will eclipse 50 yards with that one.
I think that was King Jack Washington, the backup halfback, in a play ago. But Douglas Brown back on the field for Tulsa. And he gets the ball here on 1st and 10. Nowhere to go, brought down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Better defensive effort from the Revolution. They haven't really done much wrong. The defense, they've stepped up when they've needed to. They've produced stops, but just need more on the other end.
Brown again, and Brown met by a flurry of activity in the backfield. Neil Rivers first on the scene, getting that penetration. Tank Bennett in there as well. Call it third in a country mile.
That's the second time they've run that stretch play, and the second time the Revolution have dumped Brown behind the line. So they've woken up to that play.
And as we've seen on a lot of these third and longs tonight, Brown nowhere to be found. And Tulsa going 5 wide. Q in the shotgun. 6 DBs on the field. And Q unleashing the dragon, and that is going to be knocked away. Intended for Gabriel Manning. Tank Bennett on the coverage. And look who's coming out again, Brooke Beisel.
A good contact by Bennett over the back, and interestingly enough, Beisel has effectively kicked 1/10 of her career field goals in this one game alone.
That's amazing. This will be for 49 yards. This will be her longest make of the night if she could put it in from the right hash. Spot is down, kick is up. And it is good. Brooke Beisel.
How good has she been? That's none. I reckon about 3 of them have been from 40 plus.
Yes.
They haven't all been gimmies.
49, 47, 48, 44, and 29.
67.
Not sure how that 29-yarder snuck in there. But that is 6 makes for Beisel on the night. And now Liam Hammer is going to get loose, approaching the 30-yard line. And with that Beisel field goal, it is officially a 4-score game with Tulsa up 25.
It's honestly puzzling how that man has not been targeted yet. He's clearly a playmaker from every return you've seen.
Squarebush and Collier, 13 rushes each, make it 14. And Squarebush getting loose on the right side and has the first down. And Tommy Utah's only put the ball in the air 8
close to
times.
doubling his yardage from last week, Squarebush, and he hasn't been awful by any rights. It's just been his passing attack, unable to make plays when it's needed to.
Are you surprised that Louisiana's not been throwing it more? And I know they do have the 2 interceptions at this point. But you have just over a quarter yet left to play. 3 wide here. And Utah will put the ball in the air, throw it to the right side. And that is caught as Lyric Da Vinci falls onto his keister for his first catch of the game.
And I believe it's the first completion to a receiver since the first quarter.
We have it as our first completion of the game to any of the star receivers, Da Vinci, Liam Hammer, or Reggio De Niro, the second-year receiver. Collier is going to get stopped behind the line. That is Mike Mello getting penetration. And that is how the third quarter will end. Tulsa trying to go wire to wire here in their Week 8 game against Louisiana. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. The Simulation Football League, Saturday Night Football. Josh Circle, Jacob Clear here in the booth with you. Ethan Kai, Mark Mello on stats. Cameron Irvine producing. Tommy Utah. And this Louisiana offense not producing so much tonight. And there is another incompletion. That Tulsa defense has just been ironclad tonight. Less than 100 yards allowed as a team as Walter Melanisha comes out to punt it away.
Well, this is the question I've got for you, Josh, looking at the landscape here. This Revolution team beat Vancouver last week, and you know they're one of the best teams that we've got in this league. Does that say more about the Revolution's turnaround, or more about Tulsa as a team and how they've come?
Well, I've been a big fan of Tulsa since Douglas Brown has showed up on the scene, and how the members of the Tulsa front office, some of which are not with the team right now, granted, made efforts to bring him in and made efforts to improve upon the standing of their franchise. And this was a group that was hungry and desperate for respect. And you look at what they've been putting on the field tonight, how do you do anything but respect them? I mean, this is just as dominant a performance as we've seen from any team here in season 20. Douglas Brown getting loose around the 25. It's down at the 26 to make it 2nd and 4. And Jacob, you've got your ear to the rail on all matters SFL as well as anybody. I mean, this is a team that looks incredibly formidable right now. They're just taking a 4-2 team to the woodshed.
And they're coming off of last week where they surpassed their franchise total score effectively.
Douglas Brown was
last week
against Jacksonville. Douglas Brown runs for another first down.
Well, they made the statement by making him their #1 overall pick just 3 seasons ago, and he's done nothing but impress, and it's really taken this team to a whole nother level.
And it is not a one-man band by any stretch. I mean, they have some veterans here. Nate Heslop in the secondary, his 11th season. Marco Swift, Travis Arthur, Cameron Shaw. These are outstanding players. And then that linebacking core that came together about the same time as well. Philadelphia Collins, David Ware, Miles Gibson, all 4th-year players. Ware in his 2nd season in Tulsa. And a formidable front as well. I mean, there are a lot of positive pieces here. We're not even talked about the veteran receiving core. Sonzo Robinson, Corey Jones, and Gabriel Manning. 34 SFL seasons of experience. And then we could throw in DJ Hume to make it at even 40 years.
Yeah, wow.
And there's DJ Hume making a big catch to get his team into plus territory. And another first down for Tulsa.
Q's just looked very assured. Not once has he looked like he was going to make a mistake. I mean, that pass was a little bit awkward out the hands, but he's looked very confident. And not to mention, looking at their roster, quietly picking up a former Baltimore Vulture and DJ Bandit as their #1 tight end. Like, just a quietly very good roster.
Yes. Brown again. And he has dropped like a bad habit. Chuck Diesel putting a shoulder into him to make it 2nd and long.
You see there, he's only averaged 3.5 yards per carry, but that's more of a sentiment to the volume he's gotten today than anything.
Absolutely. We have him at 29 carries on the night. And he's going to get even more as Tulsa's going to expect him to close this game out. Q trying to step up in the pocket, nowhere to go. And that is a big sack. Chance Wall elated and maybe deflated a little bit after that effort.
That's the first time they've really put any proper pressure on him.
Yes. And he's been throwing with impunity for most of the game. He's not thrown deep. I mean, he has 23 completions, and it's not even averaging 10 yards per completion. He's only averaging 6 yards per attempt. It's been a very nickel and dime sort of offense, but incredibly effective. And now, once again, a 3rd and long. We go 5 wide. And JQ's going to let it rip, and that is caught. Over the middle, it's Gabriel Manning.
Beautiful throw by JQ. I mean, a great route by Manning to get open, but this is just gorgeous from JQ. Look at the way he puts that right in the perfect spot for his veteran to make the play. He just looks so confident.
This is hard to overstate how smooth and how polished Tulsa has looked tonight. A short drop going over the middle again, and that is maybe the first misstep we've seen as Tank Bennett nearly came away with Louisiana's first turnover of the game.
Yeah, you'd expect him to reel that one in, but Q had a bit of a gamble there. He's got to be careful with his placement.
And you would think at some point you would just continue handing off to Brown and just shave as much of the 7 minutes and 25 seconds left as you could. But now here in the shotgun again on 2nd and 10. Louisiana running the twist, and again, the ball's deflected in a dangerous manner. This time, Chuck Diesel getting a paw on it, 3rd and 10.
Bennett should have had that one too. I think it was him that was in the area when it got batted away and watched it fall at his feet. Another 3rd down situation.
And we are on the cusp of Brooke Beisel's field goal range here. We could see the 3rd-year kicker make a 8th attempt as Q lets it rip, and what catch! Out to the red zone, Corey Jones. How did he bring it in?
That is unreal. Wow. I mean, you've rarely have this Tulsa's receiving core had to go out and make plays, but that time, that is an athletic play.
In double coverage, no less. Dante Grimm and Rolleman Hood blanketing the 13-year veteran. And the drive lives on. JQ under center now. 11th play of the drive. Complete around the right side. DJ Hume again. And it looks like all of his catches have been made in that general area of the field. About 5 yards out on the numbers. 2nd and 7. Two back set. 5 DBs on the field. Brown inside the 5. And it looked like Brown had to run over a defender or step over a defender to get going in his own backfield and nearly gets the 1st down anyway.
He's run very well out of those spread packages where Tulsa forced the Revolution to bring out more defensive backs.
And Tulsa going offset here. 3 tight ends. No receivers. Lars Bazar offset. Brown met in the backfield. Chance Wall again coming up with a big TFL to make it 4th down.
Well, Chance Wall's come into the game, and they kind of telegraphed that a little bit, Tulsa. And he just went straight through their offensive line, Chance Wall.
Mm-hmm. And so you know what that means. Brooke Beisel for her 8th field goal attempt of the night. And this would be her shortest conversion. Not even 25 yards. Kick is up and it is good from 24 yards. And Tulsa piles on their lead. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life. Inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To learn more, visit apmmusic.com. Brooke Beisel with her 7th make of the game out of 8 attempts. We're having some discussion in the game chat as to who has the most field goals made in a single game. I'm trying to rack my brain. And I believe it was a kicker in Queen City just a couple seasons ago that went 7 for 7. Kramer Jackman for Denver has 7. Lyric Da Vinci getting, excuse me, that's Liam Hammer. And that might be Hammer's first catch of the game, Jacob.
It's his first target, first catch. Confirmation, 7 is the record, be it either a Judah Dorgan unconfirmed for Queen City or Kramer Jackman, but should Beisel kick another one, that could well be the record, and we've got plenty of time left in this game as well.
You see the numbers there for Utah. Tebow-esque, 5 of 10, And they're going to get a free play here as Utah unleashes a dragon and finds John Michael Suddeth. That play will stand. And for just, by my count, the second time tonight, Louisiana gets into plus territory.
Well, they may as well throw the football. I mean, you've got nothing to lose now at this point. Just see what this receiving core is capable of.
Absolutely. And a great throw by Utah to boot. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the game. This Tulsa defense, you know they're trying to get the shutout. Tommy Utah trying to get off that goose egg. Throwing here, maybe more aggressively than he has in the first 3.5 quarters of the game, and they will hurry up here, 2nd and 6. Utah over the middle, and that is caught in field goal range. That's Lyric Da Vinci. Tulsa scrambling to reset. Utah in the shotgun. Lobbing one over the middle again, and that one is caught as well. I think that was, I'm not sure who that was. Utah, deflected, incomplete.
They bring out gun empty bunch for the first time. That's the first time we've seen that formation. You have to wonder where it was, buried inside the playbook sheet, but they ran all slants, and at time Miles Gibson was available to make the play, bats it down, but finally some momentum for this passing offense.
I think we saw 4 of the 5 Louisiana receivers in frame on that replay. And now 3rd and 2. Louisiana in field goal range. They could end the shutout here, should they not convert. Utah throwing, deflected, and it's incomplete. And Nate Heslop had a chance to preserve that shutout, but could not hang on to the ball, and we will see our first field goal attempt from Otis Boudreau tonight with 4:07 remaining in the contest.
Well, at least they can save themselves from... Well, they're going to go for
hold
it.
the phone. Here comes the offense is staying on the field. Tommy Utah going for it on 4th and 2. Huge cushion for the Tulsa secondary. And Utah's going to get sacked. And the shutout stays intact, at least for now. Holy cannoli. And it's Mike Mello bringing him down.
This defensive line has put in some work tonight, and that's another example of a defender just pushing straight through Louisiana's offensive line and making the play, and they again maintain that 0.
With 4:05 left in the game, Tulsa looks like they're happy to eat clock. Douglas Brown set to close this game out. And around the right side for carry number 32 of the game. My goodness, he's been a busy man tonight.
High volume. The Revolution, again, have done a good job at isolating him at certain times, but it's just been JQ's calmness to produce plays when he hasn't worked.
Three and a half to play. Play clock down to 3. Brown. Maybe a yard. Louisiana trying to scrape together any sort of good vibes that they could carry into next week.
Well, it's certainly a step back from what they achieved last week. You have to wonder what went wrong in the week preparing for this Tulsa outfit.
3rd and 6 from 27 yards.
Louisiana was shut out in season 13 against the Queen City Corsairs. That game ended 41-0. Tulsa, meanwhile, has never pitched a shutout. The closest they've came, their two efforts were both in season 11. Against Atlanta, a game they won 23-9. And then against this very same franchise, but then known as the New Orleans Pharaohs, that final 27-7. So history in the making here on SFL Saturday night. Here in week 8. And I think we're going to reach the 2-minute warning before they punt this away, and we do. It's a victory lap for the Desperados. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on SFL YouTube. Tulsa dominating in all phases here on their home field at Lucy Red Stadium. Josh Circle, Jacob Clear in the booth. Mark Mello and Ethan Kai doing stats, and we appreciate their efforts tonight, as well as the efforts of our immortal producer, Cameron Irvine, as that is booted away by Ismailia Farouk, who has only just now made his first appearance on the field.
Yeah, Liam Hammer checking out, and that previous drive from Tulsa puts that potential record breaker and in jeopardy, but I'm sure they won't be complaining too much about that.
And now Tommy Utah has a chance to get off this goose egg with just under 2 to play. And there's a big catch by Liam Hammer. And Hammer has a first down, and that will stop the clock with 1:50 to play.
Yeah, it makes you wonder where this has been all game, because they're finally starting to collect themselves with the passing. It's a great route.
Mm-hmm.
50x
Showcasing.
spot.
And the last shutout we had in the SFL, this coming from the boss man himself, Cameron Irvine, was season 18 when Charleston was shut out by these very same Louisiana Revolution 15-0. And that is deflected, and that is intercepted. Cameron Shaw with his second pick of the night. And the shutout looks like it's going to make it to the end of the game.
Yeah, they were turnover happy, this defense, last week, and it's been the same case today. Great effort by the secondary, great effort by their defense on all fronts.
And at the same time, you feel for Louisiana, but they are having a lot of success this season, and their season is by no means over at this point. They've got a lot of football left to play. They're going to finish this game at 4-3 as Louisiana's calling timeout here, and they have a lot to look forward to. And I think that, Jacob, you just want to say it just hasn't been their night.
No, it absolutely hasn't. And meanwhile, on Tulsa's end, they keep pace with the division leaders in their own right, Minnesota. Both teams will be on 5-2.
And the subs are in. That is King Jack Washington cleaning up in relief of Douglas Brown, finishing with 33 carries, well over 100 yards rushing, 5 receptions as well, and the only touchdown in this game. And there's your look at Deshira Hawkins, the backup quarterback.
First drive of the game, that only touchdown, the very first drive.
That's right. Hawkins is going to get sacked. Louisiana, hell-bent on getting something on the scoreboard tonight. It's going to call timeout on 4th and 15 with 1:32 to play. And I like this. I like to see some fire in Louisiana. They've been getting kicked in the face all game, and they still have a chance to kick back, so why not?
Yeah, well, it's highly likely that Tulsa are going to keep the backups in for their defense, so the Revolution have got a chance to have a crack at them. Obviously, they're not going to chance any injuries this late in the game.
Very good point. Liam Hammer fair catching at the 30. And Jacob, let me just tell you what a pleasure it has been to call a game with you. I've been reading your stuff on SFL, simulationfl.com for some time. And so a chance to sit in the booth with you and talk some football. It's been really enjoyable. And I thank you for being here tonight.
Likewise, Josh. I appreciate it.
Utah complete over the middle to number 84, Reggio De Niro. That's De Niro's first catch. They'll hurry up to make it 2nd and 1. Utah dealing Collier now. Maybe the most agile fullback in the SFL. Making a catch on the sideline and getting out of bounds with 1:09 to play.
Reading the chat, it doesn't look like the Tulsa starters are very happy on the sub bench with this situation regarding their shutout.
Utah on the shotgun. Pressure coming. And throws to get rid of it. Want to invite everybody watching to join our Discord server. There's so much more to do in the SFL than just being a player. Check out content for teams and about the league created by the community. Participate in pick'em games. Play SFL fantasy football. And test your skills in the survivor pool. To join the server, visit simulationfl.net and click on the Discord icon. And we will see you there in the SFL Discord server. 1:06 to play now, 2nd and 10. Tommy Utah under center. Throw it to his left this time. Deflected! And that, very treacherous. It was J Rock. First time we called J Rock's name tonight.
Well, the backups haven't come in yet, but worth noting, Joshua, going over the lower scores this team has led up, and even if the Revolution score on this drive, it's the fewest points they've led up since season 11.
1:02 to play. Utah still dealing, and that is going to be incomplete. Liam Hammer, they're saying he was out of bounds, and now 4th and 10. And I can't tell if the offense will stay on the field. Actually, they're going to review this. I'm not sure it makes too much of a difference.
We kind of wanted them to roll the dice on this last drive, and they haven't really. This was another conservative throw from Utah that effectively means nothing in the grand scheme of things. I mean, this will be overturned.
And here comes the call. And you see the celebration of Gerald Smith. It looks like that will count as a catch. Want to remind everybody, tomorrow night, Cameron Irvine and Paul Sarp head Impact Monday with a fun matchup with DC against Arizona. Arizona has been so good this season. And that all starts at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. Tommy Utah dealing, and there's a catch by Da Vinci, getting the first down and getting out of bounds with 55 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's going to be a really good game, that Monday night game. Two veteran coaches in Eddie Gage and Destro. That's going to be a fantastic viewing.
It's always great to see Eddie Gage's teams having success.
Yeah.
One of the most likable guys in our league. One of the coolest guys, too. Utah going over the middle, and that is caught. And that will get the Rebs at field goal range with less than a minute to play. Oh, he's going to spike it here with 43 seconds. Trying to manage what little time he has left.
Interesting decision off the back of a play that worked very well, that they opt not to go into no huddle and reset everything. Look at that quarterback rating.
That's really bad. It's like you think there's a number missing. That's how oblong it is. Utah over the middle again, complete to Sudduth. And Sudduth brought down at the 21. Clock ticking. Louisiana hurrying up. 30 seconds now. And another completion. And another hurry up. That was Reggio De Niro again for his second catch of the game. And now they're going to hurry up and spike this. Well, I wouldn't say hurry up on that, but... Do you kick a field goal at all? I mean, I would kind of kick the field goal right now the way things have been going for Louisiana.
Well, for your own dignity, yeah. Effectively, that's the way to go, but it looks like Utah's still out there.
2-back set to boot. 14 seconds remaining. Short drop going to the end zone, and that is caught.
Will they get it off in time?
Da Vinci, first and goal. Louisiana's out of timeouts. 3 seconds remaining. 2 seconds. They spike it to make it second and goal. I mean, this is just for pride at this point. This score has no impact on the game, but would help Louisiana avoid the first shutout in any SFL game since season 18.
Wow, they're going for it.
And a power eye set. Tulsa stacks the box. Short drop to the end zone. Deflected. And that's it. Tulsa hangs on to the shutout. Congratulations to the Desperados. The first shutout in 2 SFL seasons. They win 28-0. Jacob Clear, your thoughts on the game?
What a fantastic performance by Tulsa. They are in white-hot form leading into the back end of the season. Their second incredible performance on both sides, and unfortunately for the Revolution, they've taken about 10 steps backward from where they were at last week when they beat the Vancouver Legion. They need to revisit the drawing board, but as for Tulsa, they are really in momentum. Carried off the back of their kicker, which in other circumstances you would consider not to be the best outcome, but they did what they needed to do tonight, and the defensive efforts from this Tulsa outfit were more than enough to get them over the line.
Louisiana offensively, 3 for 11 on first down. Tommy Utah, only 18 of 32, and threw 3 interceptions, 2 of those to Cameron Shaw, 1 to Marco Swift, and then the Levy Lease fumble on the first play of the second drive of the game. And Tulsa, as we've said over and over again, Jacob, just looked incredibly sharp. Other than the missed field goal by Brooke Beisel and the punt we saw by Ismailia Farouk there toward the end of the game, Tulsa scored on every drive they had. And Brooke Beisel is your player of the game with her 7 field goals, longest of 50 yards. Congratulations to her, to the Desperados as well. For Ethan Kai, Mark Mello, Jacob Clear, and Cameron Irvine, I'm Josh Zirkle. We'll have a new game for you tomorrow night. Until then, we'll see you on the internet. Congratulations to the Tulsa Desperados.